I've created these four machines, and these four machines are going to have local physical disk, a local physical disk, a local physical disk, just like any other local physical disk, right? So imagine these are your bare metal machines, and these are going to have they're going to have a local physical disk. Now, say for example, I have a SAN network, and we're just introducing the SAN network because a lot of large companies, they have this infrastructure, and yes, it is highly expensive, very expensive, and it's used widely for local area, for storage area networks, right? So these SAN solutions, right? They need to connect to somewhere. We need to be able to map these somewhere, and again, these disks can be mapped over the network, but how are they mapped over the network, right? So if we're grabbing our blue cable, let's say our blue Ethernet cable, I'm going to change the color to blue. Okay, let's say our cable is blue today, right? And again, there's multiple disks in here. Let's say there's multiple disks in here, right? There's 3 disks, 4 disks, let's say 3 disks. But again, a SAN solution has thousands and hundreds, right? Just to make this a little bit more clear to you on how this solution works and on what it needs in order for it to be true. So a hypervisor, again, a hypervisor runs. It needs 100 disks, right? Or it needs 150 disks, or it needs 200 disks, right? So this 200, let's say 150, 200 disks, right? 150, 150, let's say 150 disks, okay? It needs that 150 disks, right? And we're looking at each disk being 2 terabytes each, okay? Doesn't matter, just the fictitious number we're seeing. So right now you're looking at, a total of 300 terabytes for the space, right? So this SAN solution here, right, it's got 150 disks at 2 terabytes. So we're gonna have 300 terabytes of physical disks to save whatever we want, right? Right. So how does creating a virtual LAN have to be created on a LAN and not on a physical disk, and why? Again, it's not professional. It isn't the right way to do it. We're in a test environment, so that's why we are doing these specific things. But imagine we have our blue cable, okay? We have our blue cable, and if our hypervisor, and then also too as well, before I get to the blue cable, and say for example, hypervisor goes down, right? It's down. It's down. It's going nowhere. It's just an X across it, right? Then where those virtual disk files that are like, where are they, right? So if that hypervisor goes down, the virtual disk files are still saved, right? So that's why we want to understand this is where we're going to get to when we talk about the LUNs, right? So going back to the original topic here. So if we were to create a SAN, let's say with 3 disks, for example, okay? But in real life, it's got 150 disks. It's got rows and rows and rows upon disks, maybe 15, 20, whatever it has, right? Depends on the company and what the company can hold. And our fictitious environment, right? We have 150 disks with 2 terabytes. So we have about 300 terabytes solution of storage, right? Where's all these terabytes and terabytes and terabytes going to be going to? So these machines here, the operating itself, right? We can't fit a lot of machines onto these, so they need to be shared across, right? So in large environments, you got bigger disks, right? But in our environment, we got a small disk. So in this environment, right, we have this solution of 200 disks, and each disk is an SSD, right, which is a solid state drive. And in our SAN environment, we can map any of these disks, as many disks as we can or want for any hypervisor. Again, these disks can be over the network, so these disks can be run. These wires can be run over the network, right? So you have one over here, right? One over here, right? And then one over here, right? So again, they're managed across the network, right? But how do they communicate? So there is a LUN, which is a shared disk. So this is going to be created. The shared disk is going to be created, right? So we're going to create a shared disk, and I'll show you guys how to create that shared disk, right? and I'm going to color this black, right? And right, I'm going to make multiple copies of this, right? And I'm going to make, let's say, 3 disks for now, just for now. Doesn't matter how many we have, but we're going to create these 3 disks on top of the hypervisors, right? So we have our hypervisor, right? Let's say these are all hypervisors, right? This is your hypervisor 1, hypervisor 1, right? Hypervisor 2, right? 2, and hypervisor 3, right? So this is our hypervisors. And again, a hypervisor, we're not talking about hypervisor 1, 2. We're talking about, again, these are hypervisor 2. Their types are hypervisor 2 because, based on our, our, our documentation, we know that hypervisor 2 runs a specific way, right? So we know